Hello, in this vlog I will be taking you on a bookish weekend with me and my bestie to the famous book town of Hay-on-Wye. We visited about 12 of the 25 shops in a 24-hour period. Hay is in the south of Wales, just across the border from where I live in England, and I'd wanted to visit for such a long time. It's a beautiful historic market town and also famous for its annual literary festival. We first stopped at the castle in the centre of town and had a spot of lunch at the on-site cafe, then we also visited our first bookshop. This bookshop held works on local history, heritage, arts, local wildlife, and it was really sweet. Within the grounds of the castle is a quite famous Honesty bookshop, which has 2 outdoor stalls where you can donate what you like, and it was a very sweet novelty because it's situated within the historic castle walls, and although we didn't really find anything, it's such an interesting, unique place for a bookshop. Some of these were a little tattered and weather beaten, but very cheap, so a good bargain. This is North Books, and the collection of works here was exceptionally curated in my very humble opinion. The owner also gave us an excellent dinner recommendation for a tapas place that we went to. I think I bought 4 books here. They had a particularly lovely edition of something that I wanted. I'm also going to upload a follow-up video to this one with a massive vlog, a book haul, sorry. This is the back of the castle grounds, and that's just your view from the high street. It's amazing, and you can see the ruins, and there's a remembrance memorial there too. So a handful of the shops like this one are themed, and this is Murder and Mayhem, and it is eccentric and wonderful, and it's a murderino's dream. It specialises in true crime, horror and thrillers, lots of classic detective fiction. You've got Stephen King, Agatha Christie, H.P. Lovecraft, a real mix of old and new. But the aesthetic and dedication to the theme of this was just on point. I loved it, and as you can see, there are books all over the floor and all over the shelves. The next is the book passage, which is exactly as described, secondhand books, and it's just tucked off the high street. And then this one was my absolute favourite. If you only visited one shop on the whole of your visit here to Hay, it has to be Richard Booth's. It was exquisite. It had a wealth of secondhand books upstairs and down in the basement, and then the first floor held an expansive amount of just delicious new books. It was just such a vast amount under one roof. It was mind-blowing. It also had a cafe and lots of big comfy chairs scattered around, so you could happily spend your time reading your new purchases and just spend a day here. I found a horror book that I'd really wanted, which was The Troop by Nick Cutter. I gave it 5 stars. If I could have spent twice the amount of time in this place, I would have. I could have luxuriated here like almost an entire day. It was wonderful. The town of Hay is tiny, so you can walk to nearly all of the bookshops in less than 10 minutes. So when you are here, there's not too much distance to cover in that respect. There's a lot of them are obviously independent, and then they also have a lot of sort of boutique-y and cute little gift shops as well. So if you want to break up your shopping, you can do that. So Hay definitely does feel like a tourist spot, and it capitalises on the literary status and the fame of the festival, but it doesn't have a plethora of tacky merchandise or branding. It's very picturesque and lovely. It feels like you're just going back in time in some respects. We went out of season, which is not in the summer holidays, and we really enjoyed going there at a quieter time of year. Several of the shopkeepers that we spoke to said the town was very different in like vibe and atmosphere due to how rammed it can kind of get in the summer. So we were grateful to actually visit outside of tourist season. These next 3 shops are all under the bracket of Adiman Books. They own all 3, and they are again crammed with books. You are kind of navigating around them, and it's like a book themed assault course because there are so many stacks of them, as you can see, even on the floor. Again, it's got some cute themed rooms like sci-fi with the Star Trek nods, and then there's a little Batcave horror book section. Just great, just so creative, and makes for such a different shopping experience when it comes to buying your books. This is Hay Cinema Book Shop, and it nearly broke me. It is intimidatingly huge. They have floor plans and maps for the store, a bit like if you visited Blackwell's in Oxford. And by the time we reached this shop, I was feeling tired and overstimulated, and it was a lot. In a good way, it's a lot, but it had a bit of everything ever across every subject matter, fiction and non-fiction, and it was less beautifully curated than, say, Richard's. This shop is predominantly special collections and rare books on the ground floor, with secondhand books upstairs. It's just called, I think, Hail My Booksellers, and it was another one of those where they were very economically priced if you're trying to be frugal or environmentally conscious. So you can still come away from Hay with a suitcase load of literary joy without any destitution as such. So this was a sweet little shop. I only bought that one book, which is the Shakespeare book, which I really wanted. I'd had a copy back in uni, and mine unfortunately went mouldy, so I had to chuck it out, and I couldn't believe that was like the first book that I saw and ended up buying. So I was very happy for the win. These are all, again, part of Adamans, and just everything you could ever want, like I've already said, in terms of subject matter, they had it. So it was a bibliophile's dream. I can't wait to go back, maybe not next year, but in a couple of years when I've saved up some more money. Thank you for watching.